Well, in early May of 2003, everything was going good for me. I had a good job, a wonderful wife, good family, everything going good. And one morning, when I showered, I noticed that I had a swelling under one of my arms. And I didn't think too much of it other than it was still there the next day. And I'm not one to run to the doctor over every little thing, but I felt like for some reason I better go get it checked out. And I went to our local doctor, and they did quite a few tests. And the tests didn't get what they wanted, so they thought they better do a biopsy. And so they did a biopsy the next day and sent that in. And when I got the results back, they didn't like what they saw, and so they sent me to a specialist in a larger city. And he basically told me that I had a terminal illness and that my life expectancy, if I did nothing, would only be a few weeks. And he said he did have some treatments that he would be willing and like to do, but that would still only give me a 30% chance of survival. So with those kind of odds, I decided to opt for anything. So went along with what the doctor said, and they started treatments right away that very next day. And what it was a series of 8 treatments spaced 3 weeks apart. And this would take 6 months to get through the treatments. And into the treatments, I found out how very sick and weak they made you and depressed. With everything, I was very depressed. And about halfway through this series of treatments, my son and daughter-in-law had found something they were very excited about, and they introduced it to me, and it was a juice with mangosteen in it. And you know, I'm kind of a skeptic, but I thought there's nothing to lose. I just as well take it. It might do something. So I started taking it on a regular basis, and within just a few days, I noticed that my strength was somewhat improved, and I know my depression was a lot improved. I continued to take it on a daily basis and continued my treatments clear through the 6-month period. At that time, they sent me to Salt Lake City, Utah, where they did what they call a PET scan, which is a thorough scan. And this test came back that the disease had left my body and that I was free from it. And this made me very happy, and my family. And knowing the good qualities of the mangosteen, and from what I had studied about it, I decided I would want to keep taking it to keep my cells healthy so I wouldn't have a recurrence of this disease. And to this day, which is a year and a half, almost 2 years later, from when I first came down with the disease, I continue to take the mangosteen juice, and I feel really good, and I'm very confident that it'll keep me healthy. And I'd like to say thanks to those who introduced it to me and to my family. And I give the credit for my getting better to the good Lord and to the good doctor and to the mangosteen.